Hey, crafty chicks, this is Grace here. I am so excited to bring you this new video demonstration, and I hope you're enjoying them. I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you don't mind, just popping into the comments and say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. If you're new here to the Comfy Nest, or if you're a repeat person coming through again to see some of the work that I'm doing. This project today is really sweet, very easy to do. You guys can totally do this. The napkin you can get from my website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com, in one of the napkin bundles. It's called the Love bundle, and I think I only have a few left, so if you want it, go grab it. If you are a My Craft Crate membership member, my Craft Crate or Craft Therapy Club member, remember to use your discount code so you can get a discount on whatever you order on the site. And stay tuned to the end because I have a sneak peek at the next video. Okay, crafty chicks. This one starts with a simple slab of scrap wood. It's got a raw edge on one side, and it's just a chunk of wood, you guys, that I had on hand. I'm giving it a nice little sanding here on the edges so that I have nice smooth edges to work with. So I take a few minutes with my sanding block to sand off the edges. And then what you'll see coming up next, I just use apple barrel white, and I'm going to cover one side with apple barrel white. First, I had to decide which was going to be the top of this, and is it going? I wanted it to be a shelf sitter, so needed to make sure it's going to stand on its own. And then I'm going to give the top side that I consider the top. This part right here is going to get a quick coat of white paint on it. Listen, I'm Grace from the Comfy Nest. If you are new, I am so excited to have you here tuning in, and I would love it if you'd say hello in the comments. I love to meet and greet folks through the comments, and I'm really eager to hit that 1,000 that 1,000 mark for channel subscribers so that I can go live here on YouTube. So if you haven't yet subscribed, I would really be honored and appreciate you doing that. Remember, you can always change your mind if the types of projects that I share are not your style or you're not learning or growing from them. For sure, you can always unsubscribe, but I would appreciate you giving me a chance and hanging out with me a little bit here. So here I go. I'm just finishing up with this coating of, it's just plain white paint from Apple Barrel, and the brand does not matter, you guys, whatever you have on hand. Any acrylic paints, chalk-based paints, mineral-based paints, they're pretty much all going to work for a project like this. We just needed to get a coat of white on the background. So I did that. And now next up, I'm going to add some Crackle. I wanted to have a little bit of Crackle on the background for this project. And so I'm using Dixie Belle Crackle medium. There are, I'm discovering many Crackle mediums out there, and I have tested Dixie Belle Folk Art and Deco Art, and Dixie Belle gets great results, you guys. It really actually gets great results, but I do find that I need to let it dry overnight. It's not something that you can dry with your heating tool, or I use a hairdryer, and I just have found that you get better Crackle without either one of those if you just let it dry on its own. And I generally just let it sit overnight. So that's what I did here. So I'm applying a very liberal coat on, I think for most of these Crackle mediums, the more of the Crackle medium that you apply, the thicker the coat, the better cracks you get, the bigger cracks you get. If you want just little tiny cracks, apply a very thin coat. If you want thicker cracks, apply a thicker coat, but then you need to let it dry. Some of them you can speed dry. I don't find with Dixie Belle that I have very much luck with that. Okay, so now that the Crackle is on there, here comes a napkin. So this is one of the napkins from my Love bundle, and I've actually already used a couple. So all you're seeing here, this is half of a napkin that I have left. The Love bundle you can get on my website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com. I have lots of fantastic, unique bundles of napkins there to decoupage with. And this one's just a pretty simple heart. I'm cutting off some of the paper around it. I'm going to leave the background around the heart. It can be square. It's basically the same shape as my block of wood. I'm using a decoupage medium to get it onto the wood, and you can use any decoupage medium that you have. That can be Mod Podge, matte, it can be a Mod Podge glossy, it can be a Liquitex, it doesn't matter. Just some type of decoupage medium. There are loads of them on the market. You need to put a layer on top of my crackled paint. And now I use a big brush just to push that napkin onto the layer of the decoupage medium. It looks like I missed a couple of spots here where I needed more decoupage glue. So I applied some more, lifted the napkin up, applied some more. And then I just use that paintbrush to softly pounce the napkin into the glue. That's all that I'm doing there. I'm using a little more glue on the edges to make sure that the edges stay down. Using the dry brush that doesn't have any glue on it to pounce the napkin in. So wet brush to seal those edges, dry brush to make sure that that napkin is pushed into the glue. And I'm not sweeping, I'm not doing a brushing motion, I'm stippling, I'm pouncing that brush up and down just to push it in. Now I can use my hairdryer here to dry that Mod Podge and that napkin. So that's what you're seeing me do here. And now that that's dry, the edges of this are white. I painted the background white. I think I just kind of thought I would like it to be a very light pink. So I took a soft pink color that I had and I started to apply that, mixing it with some white to make it even softer and lighter just around the edges so that my edges, instead of them being white, they were going to be soft, like a really soft ballet pink. And again, it doesn't matter the brand. I just wanted a soft pink color, so I grabbed what I have on hand and I mixed the two, a soft pink and a white, to get an even softer color pink. I wanted it to be really subtle. And I'm just putting some paint on top of that napkin on the edges outside of that beautiful heart. Then I think I decided after I got this started, I would just put a little bit of that soft pink, dry brushed it. I didn't add any more paint to the brush, but I brushed what I had left over on top of that heart to give it a dry brush of that very soft pink over that dark pink heart. Okay, no project is complete without a sentiment, right? Or I don't know, I like sentiments on my projects. I have this fantastic set of chipboards from Tim Holtz. And so I was kind of going through them trying to decide which sentiment did I want on here? What's it going to say? Where do I want to place it? So this is just me. I'm super visual, you guys. So I have to kind of see it on top of the project to know that that's what I want. So that's what you're witnessing here, was just me trying to make a selection. Has that ever happened to you where you just need a little time to decide? To me, that's part of the fun of these projects, is deciding which way you want to take it. So I decided on my words and was trying to figure out the placement, and I just felt like it needed something more. I was thinking texture. So I have the board, I have the texture paste, which gave me some crackle, and also thought it needed something extra added to it beside this chipboard, just to tie it all together. So I grabbed some black and white baker's twine. I've started to collect these in different colors because baker's twine is so simple and easy. It's cheap, and you can add it to so many different projects. You can add it to ribbons and bows, and you can add it to your projects just to add some texture and softness. So I have this board and I have chipboard on top, and just by adding the baker's twine, it just adds a little fabric feeling to it. And softens it up a little bit. So I decided to wrap the bottom of this project in this black and white twine, and the black and white matches the chipboard from Tim Holtz with that sentiment on it. The chipboard is white and the writing on there is black, or the print, the letters are black. So it's perfect. They actually match really well together. Now I decided to do that, but before I tied it on and glued it, I decided to add some glitter. So I grabbed some glitter paint. And you know, Folk Art has a bunch of different glitter paints. Their extreme glitters are great. The one that it has like a, I think it's called platinum. So it's like a clear base, but it has like a platinum finish to the glitter that's in it. It's just so pretty. And all I did, instead of adding it to the whole thing, I added it only to the heart so that the heart stands out more and it has some glitter and some sheen, especially when you hold it in the light. It looks like glue when it goes on. It reminds me so much of Mod Podge because it looks a little milky white like Elmer's glue or Mod Podge when you put it on. But when it dries, you don't see the milky white. All you're going to see is that platinum colored glitter that's inside of it. So I'm a big fan of the Deco Art glitter paints. I think they're just such a nice thing to have on hand to add a little bit extra shimmer and shine to your project. So that's what you see me doing there. And of course, in with my old hairdryer to dry that off, that paint, so that I can affix on there the baker's twine and the sentiment, and then we'll be wrapping up the project. Now stay tuned, you guys. I know it's almost done. I love to show you close-ups of the texture and the glitter, and I also have a sneak peek at the next video that you can be expecting. I want you to be able to see what's coming up. I think that's so fun and exciting to share with you. So hang tight while I dry this. I did speed everything up so that these videos are a little bit shorter. I'd love to know what you think of that, if you're a fan of the shortened videos or if you'd rather it be a longer video in real time. I would love to hear from you. So let me know. Okay, this is glossy Mod Podge that I'm putting on top of the napkin. Now the napkin, it's porous. Napkins absorb. That's what they're meant to do. It's a paper. So on top of the whole project, on top of that napkin, it is really helpful to put a top coat. And you can use your Mod Podge as both your glue to glue the napkin down and then as your sealer on top of the napkin when you're done doing whatever you want to do with that project, that Decoupaged napkin project. It's a good idea to come in with your sealer and top coat it. That will help keep that napkin protected for a long time. It'll keep the glitter in place and it really seals that napkin in. Okay, it's time to wrap the twine around the board, and I just gave it, I don't know, 2 or 3, looks like 4 times around. I wanted it to be really noticeable on the bottom, but not overwhelming. So that looked good to me. So we've got it on there. I'm going to end up placing that chipboard right on top, but first we need to tie this on and get it glued down. So I'm just using my glue gun to apply a little bit of glue to the ends of that twine, and I have a silicone tool here that I use to push that twine into the glue to make sure that it stays in place without burning my fingers. And then once that's done, I just needed to flip it around and get the chipboard letters, that little sentiment, on top of the twine. So the twine is peeking out from behind there. Oh, it's so sweet. I love this project. Here's a quick rundown of all of the supplies that I used to create the project. In addition, just the chunk of wood and the napkin. And then you'll see here during the close-ups, the sentiment says, focus on the good. You can see all that sparkle and that shimmer on the heart, and there's some close-up of the crackle, which gives some beautiful, yummy texture. And then here's the whole project in its entirety. Okay, I promised you at the end a sneak peek at the newest project coming up. So the next video that you can expect from me, it's so sweet and so fun. And again, it's another napkin from the Sweet Critters bundle. Check this out, you guys. Check out, let me get this light on. How stinking cute are these two? This is one napkin. It has 4 panels with this lovely pig, and she has the floral on her head. And I put the word, I made this little, it's like a bow bundle with this little label, friends, on top. And this is the next video that you can be watching for. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that little bell so you can set your notifications up so that when I post the new video, you'll get it. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.